This is Mary from Reviewer's Diary. Welcome back to my channel. I am taping for you today my 13 by Halloween finale. So I had more than 13 products, so there are a couple things that I've declared done that are not done. And I don't feel bad about that because I actually had a total of 22 products. Crazy. Sometimes it's good to have some extra stuff, I'm noticing, because you'll have something finished and then you have to turn to something else. So, you know, or something turns bad and you end up not counting it anymore. I do have both of those situations. To start with, I had put Lancome products that I got a couple, actually like a year and a half ago, Mother's Day, in here because Lancome is not cruelty free, so I wanted to get rid of it. These things are going to end up in my empties video. I am pleased to say they are empty. The first one is Crème Radiance, and yes, I was very enthusiastic about it being gone when it wasn't totally gone, but I squeezed this tube unmercifully and got one more face wash out of it, so now it is empty. So I will review that in my empties video. And I have a bucket of empties you just would not believe, so that will be coming up soon. So I'm just going to toss that aside for the empties video. The next thing I had was this Tonique Radiance. And you can see there's a teeny tiny bit, but I can't get that out. It's like it stays somewhere in this squared off region here. So I can't get that last drop out, but I did use it up, and you can see all of my updates on here. And now it is, for all intents and purposes, it's completely empty. So this will go into my empties bin. Gonzo. Love it! The next thing with that Lancome bunch of stuff was this Benfait UV 50+. Now this actually had an expiration date of October of this year, so I wanted to quickly use this up. This is like $50 or some ridiculous amount of money, and I didn't pay that. This was one of those purchase with a purchase things, so it came in a bag of discounted sizes, and that's what those other two things were. This, I believe, may be smaller than the actual regular size, although maybe not. Maybe this is the regular size. The only thing left in there is the little bead that shakes it around. Everything is gone. This is totally empty. So this is going into my empties. Mankind by Women is taking me forever to use up. I'm actually to here now. It's old. I think it's had it. It's like tired. I don't even have the cap anymore. So this is going into the 14 by February 14th. On this Pur-lisse, I'm up to here. And even though this doesn't have an expiration date that's coming up, I do want to finish this. I think I can finish this by 2016. So I'm going to add this one to the 16 by 2016. I have Hello by Harvey Prince. This is gone. Totally gone. Okay, so the next thing I have is two blushes. I have this one. Honest to God, I've been working very hard at this. This actually does still impart color. It hasn't dried out. It's old. It's like one of my oldest pieces of makeup. Actually, I'll put this in my daily makeup drawer rather than move it on to another challenge. The next thing I have is this little Elizabeth Arden blush. Now this blush is a mini, and I did have to scratch the surface a little bit. It was a little bit dried out, but now it is giving color when you rub a brush across it. I just haven't hit pan, which was my goal, so I am going to actually move this one into the 14 by February 14th because I think it's going to take me all that time to hit pan on this particular item. So the other thing I think will take forever, but I'll work on that. But this I'm going to move into that challenge. The next thing I have is this NYC powder, and I really do love this powder. Unfortunately, of course, it's not cruelty free. You find something you love and you go, oh my God, they're torturing animals for this, so I won't be able to buy this again. But my goal was to hit pan on this. And, you know, it's very hard to see on camera, but there is like a slight divot there. Maybe you can see that. Oh, I love this powder. It's so silky. So I am getting really close to hitting pan. I think I'm going to move this, however, into the 14 by February 14th, because I think it's going to take all that time to use this powder up. Plus, if I give it plenty of time, I might actually be able to squeeze in a little of my favorite powder, which is Benfait, and Benfait is cruelty-free, by the way. So I'll put that over there. I was going to call it quits on this when there was a little bit left, but I felt funny about that, so I did actually pull it out of my empties and I finished it. So this is actually now empty. And this is the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I will give a full review on that in my empties video. It's crap, by the way. I used up this voluminous mascara. It only took about 2 months to use this up, so it was really pretty much empty already pretty soon into the challenge, and I replaced it with this mascara, which I'll talk about in a second. So the voluminous took about 2 months to use up, and I have about 1 million mascaras, so it's good to know that if you dedicatedly use one at a time or two at a time, that they're going to go away pretty quick. So this is going straight into my empties. Now what I replaced it with, and it's certainly not meant to be finished in this challenge, but what I started using was this MDM Flow mascara, which got in a BoxyCharm. I'm not overly impressed with this mascara, but this costs like 24 pounds, which is probably equivalent to about $48 here in the United States. So clearly it's an expensive mascara, but I'm going to move this mascara since I've only been using this for about a month, but it still seems really full. Well, it should be for that much money, but it still seems really full, and so I'm going to move this into the 16 by 2016. Next thing I have, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm going in order, by the way, so I apologize, is this Milani foundation. Now I'm declaring this done and putting it in my empties. You can see that I really hit major pan. I used this exclusively. There's something not right about this stuff because it almost looks like when you look in a close-up mirror, it looks like you have polka dots on your face. Polka dots of your pores and polka dots of a little bit of foundation, and it's just not, I think it turned. Now it doesn't smell bad, still smells fine. It seems okay, but when it's on, it's just not okay. And I tried it with several different primers, and it didn't matter what primer I used, this just didn't work anymore. So that's going into the empties. One of the things that I moved in when I took out the NYC primer from hell, by the way, is I foolhardily added this item. Now, I already had more than 13, but I just felt compelled to add something, and this was not a good ad. This is a moisturizer with sunblock that expires. I think I moved it in because it expires October 2015. Now, today it's November 2nd. Yes, it's November 2nd. And you can see where I am, right there. Now this I'm not going to move into any other challenge. This is just going to go back in my cabinet, and I'm going to continue to use it as a moisturizer. I'm not going to trust the SPF in it. It does not seem to have turned, but I'll make sure that my makeup has SPF. But this is not going back into any challenge. When it's empty, I'll put it in an empties video, but that's going to take a long time. Next was these two eyeshadow quads. Now, this one I'm going to declare done. There's the white. Of course, there's a little tiny bit along the periphery. Now, I'm not going to ever be one of those people who gets the shadow and repacks it with a little alcohol into the middle. I think that any more alcohol in my system is just going to make my skin dry to a pulp. So I have very dry skin, so alcohol doesn't work for me. So this color I am quite deep into. I've hit major pan on that. This is bordering on pan. This will never, I don't even use that. You could use that for your eyebrows, I guess, if you didn't have an eyebrow set, but I have like so many eyebrow sets, it's like crazy. So I'm going to declare this done, especially since I already own the Revealed 2 palette that this comes from. So this is actually going to go into my empties. Next thing is one of my favorite things. I love this thing. And unfortunately I did break the lid. So this is the e.l.f. quad that I included. And my only goal with this was to hit pan on at least 2 of these. I thought maybe I could use it up, but no. You can see that I've hit major pan on the white color and on this pale green color, which it's like so beautiful on. That pale green color I've hit major pan on also. This is pretty low, this one. So I think I'll be hitting pan on that soon. I am not going to continue this in a project pan video. I do love it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my daily makeup drawer. So I'll use it up, but I'm not going to force myself to hurry up and use it. So I also have these 2 pencils. Ha. The Lord & Berry pencil is done. I can't even get it physically out of the cap anymore. So this is going into my empties. This Elizabeth Arden pencil I'm going to call empty because it is so dry and I have to keep sharpening it and sharpening it just to get it to where it's not flaky and dried out anymore. So this I'm declaring done because I have a whole bunch of these and I really need to like grab some of those and start using them. This one is done. This one's toast. It's old, it's dried out. Okay, so I also had this Milani Eye Shadow Primer. I have like 88 million eyeshadow primers. A lot of them are samples that I got with other products. I think I got one freebie from one of the big beauty boxes that I belong to. This one is down to here. And it's taking me forever to use up. It's really, really old. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this into the 14 by February 14th. It's going to probably take that long to use it up, and then when I get to that point on February 14th, if it's not gone, I'm actually just going to toss it because it's old and I'll just have to buy a replacement. I have been using this CoverGirl Under Eye. I don't have a lot. I'm actually going to mark this because I'm adding this to the I'm going to add this to the 14 by February 14th. So I'm actually going to mark the cap. So have it like right about there. And I'm going to use this up because this is another thing that has to get out of my life. It's CoverGirl. So right now I have 5 products that I'm moving into that challenge. So finally, I have the lipsticks. I hate this little thing. I absolutely hate it. Now, on paper, it doesn't really show much wear. You can see it's broken. I had to try to push it back together again. When I first started using it, it was definitely up above the, I didn't measure it unfortunately on the cap, but it was sticking out about to here when it was fully retracted. I hate this stuff. I hate this stuff. I hate this stuff. This is going into my empties because I'm declaring this done. I don't want to use it anymore. Now, I still also have the Chubby Stick. If you're ever looking for a really good lipstick that lasts through like dinner and everything, you want to get yourself an Ulta Chubby Stick. Ulta is cruelty free. Now this looks like there's not much left, but this is lasting forever, and this is measuring like almost exactly the same as on the piece of paper. I'm not pushing myself super hard to finish this, So rather than move this on to another challenge, I'm gonna put it in my daily makeup drawer. And finally, the last thing I have is my oldest Elizabeth Arden lipstick. This Elizabeth Arden lipstick is down slightly. Now I could, out of all this morass of mess on my vanity, I could pull that paper out, but I'm not gonna bother. There's still plenty left. It's only down slightly from when I first started it. So I am going to keep working on this because it's old. It's really old. But I'm not going to move it on to any other challenges. I'm going to put it in my daily makeup drawer. And the reason being that I have another challenge that has 2 lip products in it. And so I'll use this, but I'm not going to force too much. So the lip products, except for the one, went into my daily makeup drawer. And that's it. I think I've covered everything. I have great progress and quite a few empties. So thank you for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary with my 13 by Halloween finale. Finny done. So thank you for watching. Good night.